It is March 18th, 2021, and you're listening to the Resnauv podcast. So today I paid $14.99. Hold on a second. Is it $14.99? How much is well, anyway, what I'm talking about is I got a subscription to HBO Max, $14.99. I can't really afford to be doing that, to be honest, but I was hyped to watch the Zack Snyder Justice League recut. This is a movie that is 4 hours long. Where I watch movies, I lay in bed and watch them because that's just the way that my room is. I don't have a couch that I sit at. My office chair really sucks to sit in for a long time. It's pretty comfortable for a short amount of time, though. But yeah, 4 hours laying on my back watching this movie, and I did not get bored or sleepy once. It's a really good recut of the movie. I don't really have anything specific to say about the first one. It doesn't really stand out as like being really amazing or anything, but this one in particular, I like how long it is. I like that it's interesting the entire time, especially since I had already seen like the footage from the first one. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the one thing that I miss from the first movie, the 2017 cut, Joss Whedon's cut versus Zack Snyder's cut, is just this one scene where Aquaman is sitting there and he's like, I don't know, guys. The more I think about it, I just think about how much time has gone by and how I really don't want to die. And here we are going into battle and all this stuff. And he's just going on and on about like how he's scared and everything. And he's not really ready to die and all that. And it's because he was sitting on Wonder Woman's golden rope that compels you to tell the truth. I wish that they left that in the Zack Snyder cut, but I guess it wasn't a Zack Snyder thing. I guess that was a Joss Whedon thing. But yeah, in this cut, the one thing that I can tell you that you see in the trailers is that Superman comes back in a all black outfit, and I know there's a lore for that. There's a reason for that. It's kind of based on stuff that happened in the comics and everything. But I just like to think that Superman died and he came back to life, and he's like edgy as fuck now. He seemed a lot more edgy, but it's never cringy, you know. It's never like in Spider-Man. It's never like in Spider-Man when Venom takes over Spider-Man. I'm talking about Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. When Venom takes over Spider-Man, he's dressed in all black and he's like, oh god, it's just the cringiest thing ever. He's like dancing like jazzy-ish, like it's not even jazzy. What the fuck is it? I don't know what it is. He's dancing and jerking his head around all over the place, and he's got his neck fat jiggling and shit, and it's like, oh, it's just the cringiest shit ever. This is not like that. Superman does not bust out into any dance moves. He never says Papa's got a brand new bag. You know, they never play any kind of like here comes the bad boy music or whatever, which is funny because they do play that kind of music whenever Aquaman is on screen. Not every time Aquaman is on screen. Oh, actually, I will spoil one other part because this part is in both movies. And if you've seen the 2017 movie, I'm not really spoiling anything. Aquaman, when he goes to the bar after saving that guy out in the ocean, he brings him into the bar. He comes out, and in the first cut of the movie, they play like this heavy metal music and shit, and it sounds really good when you're seeing Jason Momoa on screen or whatever. I mean, because you know, whether or not you're straight or gay or whatever, you probably want that guy to pile drive you. Just to be honest, it's like some rock music and shit, and it sounds totally badass. And he's walking out of there. That's in the first, in the 2017 version of the movie. In this Zack Snyder cut, it's like they play music that seems a little more bleak. It's kind of like badass in like a Viking-ish kind of way or something. You know, I don't know if there's any connection or implied similarity between him and Vikings other than he just has that long fucking hair. But it's like that kind of badass, which is more badass, to be honest. The metal thing is like kind of worn out. Like that's something like I think hearing like heavy metal music to some badass walking some guy that looks badass walking is kind of like, it's like if you got shit taste, like you wear socks and sandals or some shit, then yeah, you probably think that's like super badass. Like you probably like jam Limp Bizkit in your F-150 or something like that. Like that's the kind of people who think that shit's badass. Like your standards are so low for what badass is, you know what I mean? Like you got to have higher standards for what badass is. Like you can't just say, so I think the exact same kind of people, like they would also wear like Molan Labe t-shirts and shit. They probably only drink the original Budweiser and smoke Marlboro Reds. They consider Nickelback to be like deep, meaningful music. They probably even cry to Nickelback. They probably get a hard-on for Arnold Schwarzenegger on a motorcycle. They probably don't like James Bond because he's British. They think Star Wars is better than Star Trek just because of lightsabers for no other reason. I mean, you can think Star Wars is better than Star Trek for other reasons, but if it's just because of lightsabers, then that's a pretty lame reason. They think console is better than PC. They never owned a Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy camera, and Game Boy printer combination. Yeah, anyway, I'm just saying, like, your standards for what badass is are just kind of fucking lame if that's all it is. But yeah, the movie was fucking great. 4 hours long. I was able to sit through it or lay down through it and watch it, and I could not do that watching The Irishman. I know these are very, very different movies. I know. But 4 hours long. I didn't think I could watch a movie that's 4 hours long like that and not fall asleep. Like it was so fucking crazy. Anyway, now that I got this HBO Max subscription, I got to figure out what the fuck I'm going to watch until Godzilla versus King Kong comes out. Let me go take a look at what they have to watch on there. What kind of things would I actually be interested in watching here? This is not sponsored by HBO Max, by the way. Okay, so Batman the Animated Series is totally fucking worth it watching. I don't know if it's worth $14.99 a month. I mean, you might be better off buying the whole series if that's how much you'd have to pay to watch Batman the Animated Series all the time. I mean, I guess I could get caught up on the old Godzilla movies. Not the old ones, but the ones before this, like the Godzilla King of the Monsters. I haven't watched that yet. I haven't watched Kong either. Batman Beyond, I don't think I was ever really into. I was always into Batman the Animated Series, but Batman Beyond didn't really hook me into it when I was younger. I mean, they got some great series on here. The Wire is one I should have watched. I never did get around to. Watchmen, I think I'll watch that. Titans looks weird as shit. I think I'd rather watch Teen Titans than this Titan series, to be honest. And Teen Titans Go. Is that what it's called? Teen Titans Go? That's a really good fucking series. I've only watched it in Spanish, just trying to learn. And I understood a good bit of it while I was watching, and I really enjoyed it, even though I didn't speak the language. I mean, I had been studying Spanish on Duolingo. That little green fucking owl had been, cursing at me, telling me to stay current or die. So... so I'm just looking at these movies. There's Rampage, which I think came out to compete with Kong or something. I don't know. It's just a big gorilla. And if you make a big gorilla movie, you are clearly trying to compete with King Kong. Rampage. There's another movie, Mighty Joe Young. That shit was like, obviously playing on the King Kong thing. I don't know. What is the story with Mighty Joe Young anyways? What is Mighty Joe Young tied to King Kong at all? Let's take a look on Google. All right, Mighty Joe Young. Okay, it's based on a 1949 film of the same name about a giant mountain gorilla. Okay, a giant mountain gorilla. But so, I'm not going to get too deep into the story here. There's just no connection to King Kong whatsoever. So, really, it's just trying to play on that whole thing like big gorilla, King Kong, similarities. Come watch it if you like big gorillas. Come on. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, Watchmen, yeah, that looks interesting. Westworld, that's cool as fuck. Game of Thrones ended fucking horribly. I don't even want to see it on here. Can I hide that? It offends me. How can I hide this shit? I don't want to see Game of Thrones pop up in front of my face ever again. They ruined that shit. I'm sad. Anyway, I have a Disney Plus subscription too, and I'll probably be using that more while waiting for Godzilla versus King Kong. Just because I need to watch WandaVision. I haven't gotten around to that, and I never got around to watching The Mandalorian ever. So anyway, that's all I got today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you're not subscribed to this podcast on whatever platform you're on, be sure to click that subscribe or follow or whatever it's called on your platform. If you're on my YouTube channel, don't forget to like and subscribe there. And if you're not on my YouTube channel, go check out my YouTube channel. I got some cool music stuffs on there that you might like. And follow me on Twitter for cool things. All right.